I don't like the Venezuelan boat sinking. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm kind of ambivalent towards it. I know what they're trying to accomplish, but I think there's, an American way, guilt, innocent until proven guilty kind of thing kind of falls into, my mind there. I don't know. What do you think, Mark?
I think we're in cognitive warfare with China and Russia. China and Russia are exponentially expanding their influence in Latin America. They're doing it in Venezuela. They've been doing it in Venezuela. We're in cognitive warfare with them, and I believe in the Monroe Doctrine, and I believe that extraordinary measures should sometimes be taken in extraordinary circumstances. I get the argument that these drug cartel boats should be boarded and the people arrested. I also get that sometimes muscular diplomacy and little gunboat diplomacy, what's the expression? There's a movie expression. The gun says a whole lot more. Whatever. I looked up just a few things. By the way, for anybody that doesn't know what cognitive warfare is, it's a form of conflict that targets and manipulates human thought and behavior to gain strategic advantage. So the Chinese and the Russian, China and Russia have been in Latin America doing cognitive warfare, and the threat that it poses is that a strategic friendship with America's neighbors is extremely useful, and
It's similar to Russia expanding thought patterns into Cuba.
well, I mean that was yes, and that was taken to a real, like the Cuban Missile Crisis, like to the nth degree by the Soviets, not the Russians, but the Soviets. But yeah. So just to read something here to you. Every day over 1 million people rely on Mexico City's metro bus to get to work, school, and home. The buses are packed to the wall, while long, chaotic lines spill out from the glass-walled stations that dot the city's busiest roads. As commuters wait, their eyes will catch a sleek, seemingly harmless ad. Quote, "The news has no borders." The slogan, courtesy of Russia's state-sponsored outlet, RT, appears to promote global awareness and open access to information, but behind its polished presentation lies something far more devious. Disguised as neutral journalism, RT's messaging is the first volley in a larger campaign targeting Mexico's working class with subtle, strategic misinformation designed to reshape their perception of truth, democracy, and international alliances. This is happening all over Central America and South America, and I don't give a fuck if we send some really tough messages to the Venezuelan government and their narco-terrorist.
You're really looking at the macro with this. I can really appreciate that. But we are killing people. We are not boarding the boats. The excuse is they're bringing fentanyl into the country. The DEA says that Venezuela is not a big provider of drugs to America. We're doing it. We've killed, what was it? I wrote it down. 57 people since September. Is this just Obama drone striking the weddings and it's
No,
politics and who gives a fuck?
no.
Wouldn't fentanyl come from like Canada?
It could come from a lot of places. Why are we focusing on this? I think we are trying to send a message because Trump just said recently, they're basically ready for military attacks in Venezuela right now. That's what the news is all talking about, and this was all leading up to that. I didn't know that when I chose this subject. I don't see how it's different than it's just more realpolitik. So who gives a fuck, right? Who gives a fuck what the truth is? It's realpolitik.
Yeah, there are big drug cartels in Venezuela. Cartel of the Suns, Trinidad Aragua.
There's big ones everywhere. We're not sinking boats of everybody. We're not making it a big news story because we're sinking the boats. We're not stopping the boats. We're not intercepting the boats. It's just, no, fuck you. Boom, die. I get it. But is that what we want to be doing? I mean, Jesus Christ. All the right-wingers are coming to the spiritual conclusion of how Iraq was bad. The Iraq war was bad and we shouldn't have done it. And how is this different? I understand there might be some slight differences, but it's okay. We're getting ready to attack. Yeah, Monroe Doctrine, I get it. Keep the commies out. I'm right there with you. But Jesus fucking Christ, dude, it's attacking another country.
The Monroe Doctrine wasn't written for communists; it was written for European powers, which Russia is, and no
Well,
China,
it says we control this
and no
North
China,
and
and
South
no
America.
China is not a European country, but obviously, the geopolitical map has changed. The general perception of the Monroe Doctrine is that we want to keep foreign influencers out of our hemisphere. Yeah, we don't want. Look, Scott, I don't want Venezuela destabilizing its neighbors, and I don't care if we have to kill a few drug cartel people to get them to fucking back off. I don't. I really
All
don't.
right, so it has nothing to do with what's being said. Okay, I get it. It's nothing to do with what's being said. It's a realpolitik behind it.
Yeah,
Can we in this digital age? Because for me, realpolitik is the noble lie. It's no different than Anthony Fauci with the masks, and it's going to be found out that it's a game, and we, the general public, stupid fucking idiot rubes that we are just being lied to. So this has nothing to do with the drugs. Would you admit that? This has nothing to do with the drugs. That is an excuse. Realpolitik. Is that what it is?
I mean, no. If you listen to the people that are saying that they agree with it, they're saying no, these drugs kill Americans, and we're taking extraordinary measures to stop it.
DEA says they're not a major drug supplier. There's probably more fentanyl coming from other places.
There is a
So
lot
I
of-
agree with you. It's realpolitik. It's an excuse. This is an excuse to play the game, the realpolitik game. Can the noble lie survive in the digital age? Because all this has given us is more bullshit, right? Okay, so it's realpolitik. Fuck the Russians, fuck the Chinese, fuck your influence, fuck Venezuela. I'm actually on board with you there. Fuck these clowns. What I'm not on board with is the lies. It's about drugs. It's about fentanyl. We got to stop this shit. No, 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 it isn't. No, it isn't. Shut the fuck up. It's not. It is about realpolitik, just like you said.
I don't know,
But
Scott.
we live in the digital internet age, man. People are going to find this shit out. There's going to be 10 million fucking idiots like us talking on the internet, telling people about this. The
I
truth is
actually
going to
no.
find its way.
I have to take issue with you to this extent. I don't know if you've ever spoken with or read anything. Robert De Niro's grandson died from a fentanyl overdose, and it's because of a pill. He bought one of those pills online that people were selling on Instagram. It's fentanyl laced. By the way, just as an aside, the irony that it was Trump's DEA and Trump's DOJ and Trump's FBI and Trump's U.S. attorneys that just busted the crew that sold Angelo De Niro the laced fentanyl pill that killed him is pretty wild. Like when you stop and think about it. And then there was an actress and her husband who just talked about. If you ever talk to a parent who's lost a teenager from a fentanyl laced pill that went through, so the Sinaloa cartel and all these cartels that operate freely in Venezuela, right? You have to understand that these cartels operate freely in Venezuela. The Venezuelan government is involved in drug trafficking, right? And yes,
Yeah,
a lot of it
as
is
is.
not fentanyl. Most from Venezuela, most of it's cocaine. And
And that's just a good time. Who has a problem with that?
I mean, yeah. So
Are you saying that?
I'm
So,
saying,
in addition to that, there's also. I just want to make sure I get your argument right. It's also an anti-drug statement. It's also keep these drugs out of our fucking country.
for every boatload of drugs that you stop or blow to smithereens that's on its way here, you're saving lives. I mean, I do believe that there is that there's a component of the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few in this equation. I honestly do believe that.
Oh, he went Star Trek on you.
He did go Star Trek, but there's also due process. There's laws. To me,
Okay, you're gonna pull
just
that,
blowing
you're
up
gonna pull
these
you're gonna pull
boats,
the
it seems so weird
you're
and
gonna pull the
specific.
international law thing on me, and I'm just gonna say,
I know it's all window dressing and it's all realpolitik behind, but still, it matters to a degree, right? If we have these laws and these agreements, we shouldn't just we shouldn't break them for
I
a
will
bad reason.
concede to you that in an ideal world, in a perfect world, I would have been happy if one or two narco terrorist boats got blown to smithereens, and then we started boarding them. Which I think at this point, I think at this stage of the game, we've vaporized what, 7 of them now, 6 or 7.
It wasn't many, enough to kill 57 people. It's not like it's a huge thing. I would rather just see, okay, if we're going to do a fentanyl thing, we're going to stop fentanyl and cocaine. I would much rather see it applied universally, and not just we're going to shoot down Venezuelan boats.
Oh, I can assure you that the United States government is doing it universally.
Yeah, well, there's like 13 or so they got in the South Pacific coming from, I guess, Mexico.
You know, the headlines are the headlines. Like there's a lot of
point.
there's a lot of narco interdiction that you and I are never going to hear about. And you know, if I worked in the White House like I used to, I would know about it, but I don't know about it anymore.
That is exactly what I was going to say. You know, this has probably happened in the past. There's probably been a boat that has been blown up under the Biden or Obama administration. At some point, somewhere, the U.S. Coast Guard did it. But
Obama's drone strikes. He's killed so many motherfucking innocent.
Specifically about Venezuelan boats.
Yeah.
At some point, something happened. But the president has got his finger on Twitter, and he wants to show off. And he shouldn't do that because it publicizes this. And, you know, it's the same thing as the CIA or the FBI. They display their, what is it? They
release the video of it every time.
Yeah.
Right? Homeland Security releases video of it, and they brag about it. There's a method to that badness. And again, I think probably we should have blown up one and said, "All right, motherfuckers, that's it. We're boarding the rest of them." You know, but I do understand with everything that the Maduro regime is up to. I am fine with doing almost anything to destabilize it. No, I don't. And of course, now the left is like, we're going to go to war in Venezuela. We're going to invade. We're going to bomb the innocent people. You know, and that's all nonsense. I mean, they said we were going to.
It's going to be military strikes for sure. They're going to be as precise as they can be. I get that.
I'm not even sure we're going to do anything.
If we do it,
aside from cartel boats, I don't think there's going to be any military intervention in Venezuela. I really don't. Do you believe that?
I don't know enough about it. I just know what the basic facts are. There's been a show of aggression, and Trump said that
they're going to go to war in Venezuela. And by go to let me rephrase.
I don't think there's going to be ground troops in Venezuela. No.
Do you think that we're going to use the Air Force to bomb facilities in Venezuela?
That would be the worst case scenario. Would be like a few isolated strikes. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. No.
Probably not.
But it could be. It'd be possible. But I don't think it'd be.
I'm going to say what's happening right now in Venezuela is government approach to destabilize Maduro, and I'm fine with that.
He's a bad guy. I could see it, but it's just
superpower blast in a Bronze Age place into the Stone Age. So,
ooh, nice. That's a good one.
We're a superpower. We need to act like it. We can't be picking on Venezuela. If it's going to be anything, it's going to be the CIA infiltrating Green Berets and Delta Force, and maybe a few selected Predator strikes, but it's not going to be a giant blown out war.
I think we should train Venezuelans to attack the country themselves, and then when they get slaughtered, we should deny it.
Scott, that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to destabilize Venezuela, and with any luck, they'll topple Maduro, and somebody else is going to step in.
I mean, that would be it, right? Because a lot of people are suffering. There's famine, kind of, essentially, in that country. So I get it. It's not that I don't get it, man. It's just that, see, Mark, you're bringing it into a bigger thing, which you should be. But a normal-ass motherfucker like me just sees the news stories of Venezuelan boats being attacked. And if it's just, drug runners and getting killed with not enough information, that's going to hit bad with a lot of people. It hits bad with me. You got to bring it into a bigger picture for it to even make sense.
I want my cocaine as much as you do, Scott. Okay?
Just get it from Colombia.
Let's get that part out of the way.
We should do ethically sourced cocaine. Get it from Colombia, so you're not supporting all these Venezuelans, and then we're good.
we should grow it here. Like we should grow it like in
We
Hawaii,
should grow it.
in
Yeah,
California.
I like things we agree on more, which is like
We could
American
probably, I
forest
mean,
producing
yeah,
our own drugs.
like you know, cocaine plantations in Southern California. I'd fucking
Well, you know
love
what we do is pharmaceuticals, and pharmaceuticals are better than any other
it.
drug.
I'm
Let's
one of
just
the
be
people
real
that
here.
wants, you know, I want it back in Coca-Cola. So
I would love to have it back in Coca-Cola. Fuck
that'd be,
coffee, man. Be drinking Coke every morning.
that'd be great.